Hi everybody. I'm just getting set up here so I can see your comments. Okay, so this week we are playing with the He's All That bundle. Great bundle. It's one of my favorite men sets that they've come out with. I'm just loving it. So I hope you have a chance to play with this one. And we are going to be making sorry, I moved my camera just a tiny bit there. We are going to be making a sliding lock favor treat box. And so I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. I'm also bringing in some early espresso ink. We're also going to be using some of the foam adhesive sheets, and I cut it down into strips. So we're going to need a piece of this. We're also going to be needing some designer series paper, a piece of basic white, and then I'm also using some of the embellishments that are in that kit, which I love that Stampin' Up! Decided to do that. It made things really cool with this kit. And then we're also using soft, succulent cardstock. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If it's your first time watching me, don't worry. I have all the dimensions written down. And when I share this video, it will have a link to my blog and it will take you there with all the measurements and how we did this project. We're also going to be using the die cuts. So we're going to be using our mini cut and stamp emboss machine. Okay. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 7.5 inches by 10 3/4 inch. So we're going to need to cut this down to 7.5 inches. Oh, I lost my scoring blade here. Might have to get up it for a minute, you guys. And then we're going to cut it at 10 3/4 inch. And I'm going to adjust my camera just a bit. I'm trying to get this all in view for you guys. Okay. I'm still here, so hold on. I'm just trying to find my blade that fell off. I'm not sure where it landed. We might have to use my other paper trimmer. Let me just make sure I don't have an extra blade just sitting here. I don't know where that would have gone. Uh-oh. Okay. We're going to have to use our old paper trimmer because I am going to need to do some scoring. Okay. So now that we have it cut to 7 3/4 by 10 3/4, on that 7.5 inch side, we want to score it. Let me get my arm out. We want to score it at 1 3/4 inch. Man, this trimmer is so much different. I can't believe I can't find my scoring blade. Okay, so 1 3/4, 2 1/8, 5 3/8, and 5 3/4. Okay, so you have 2 strips going down on the 7.5 inch side. Now we're going to turn it 90 degrees to that 10 3/4 inch side, and we're going to score it at 4 inches, at 4 3/8 inch, at 8 3/8 inch, and 8 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So now we're done with our paper trimmer. And we're going to bring in our bone folder and our paper snips. And we're going to need to do some cutting here. So we have one end that's the top, and that's the shortest end. And then this is the bottom flap that will fold up for our treat box, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to trim off these 4 squares here. So you're going to cut on the second score line, and you're going to do that on both sides. And you're going to want to keep one of these pieces because we're going to do some die cutting with it. Okay, so there's one side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I said we were using the mini cut and emboss machine. I meant we're using the large cut and emboss machine. I just wanted to clarify that. I'm so sorry. Since we have a larger piece of paper, I need to use that bigger piece. And then we're going to need to do some cutting here at the top. We're going to take these 4 corners off the top. So I'm just going to flip this around. I'm going to cut on that second score line to the second score line. And we're going to cut that corner off. Uh-oh, I hope everybody's still there. It looks like Facebook kind of paused for a moment. So hopefully everybody's still there. Okay, so this is what you're left with. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take our bone folder and burnish those score lines. Okay, so I want to show you guys essentially how it's gonna look. So you're gonna have your 2 flaps in like this. Then you're gonna have your top piece go, or your bottom piece go up, and your top piece go like this. So it's gonna form a tiny little box. Now this is perfect to put like a gift card in, or Ghirardelli squares, chocolate squares. What we're gonna do is we are going to take the dies from He's All That, and I'm gonna cut a rectangle. So that's why I said we want to keep some of the scraps that we do, because we can cut a rectangle out of the scrap. I'm also going to cut the oval shape to put behind our little sliding piece. And then we're going to use this arrow piece, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to cut a sliding feature right here on our box. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go ahead and measure this up. So the center is right where I'm at. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a piece of Post-it tape there. Okay. Just like that. Let's bring in our large cut and emboss machine. Okay. So you're going to need your 1 and 2 mats, and then your clear mats. Let's go ahead and do these little shapes first. Okay, so I don't know, like I said, hopefully you guys are still there. My camera says it's still filming, but my screen is showing like the circle of death. Okay, so we went ahead and die cut out the two shapes that I wanted for our slider to work. Now we are going to die cut the slider mechanism. So I'm going to bring these back over here. I'm going to make this go flat, my box, and I'm going to cut that sliding mechanism out on the top. So let me show you what we just did. See how it's in the middle there? And we cut that piece out of the top, and I didn't get it very straight, but that's okay. They'll still work. Okay, so now I'm gonna line this up again, but now we're going to tape it to the bottom portion so that we can cut out that piece. And so it's going to be at a kind of an angle. Actually, I kind of like that. It'll be kind of at an angle, which will be taboo. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to die cut the whole arrow on this piece. And you know what I should have done that I didn't? So hold on, we're going to have to do this one more time. I forgot to glue down my designer series paper. Oops. Okay. So what you're going to do, that was silly of me. I can't believe I did that. We were supposed to put down our designer series paper and then die cut. Oh well, we're gonna die cut one more time before we put this away. Okay, so I have two pieces of designer series paper. I made them both different. One is cut at 3 3/4 by 3. The other is cut at 1 3/4 by 3. So let me get back on camera here so you can see that I'm putting my designer series paper on. Silly, silly me. I can't believe I did that. Okay. There, we did that. Now we're just gonna put this back through. I guess I can make it straight this time. Ugh, I cannot believe I did that. It's going to be hard to match up. Oh, actually it's not. Let's just do it from the inside. Be smarter than the project there, people. Okay. Okay, so that was the bottom piece, and that worked perfectly. We just had to outsmart the die cut. And now we are going to do the same thing here. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that, you guys. Make sure you put your designer series paper on first. Don't pull a Chris. Okay. So now we have all our pieces here. Let me put my dies back so I don't lose anything. Okay. So we're going to adhere our basic white piece that is cut at 3 by 3 3/4 right on into the middle. Now you could stamp on this if you want. I'm going to wait to, dang it. I think I'm going to stamp on there. I'll stamp on the inside. I got carried away again. Too exciting. Okay, I'm going to take my Early Espresso ink and a block. And let's see here. I think I'm going to do, no. It says, with you, I'm never lost. I think I'm going to put love this guy. Okay, we got that going on. Wipe off my stamp. Okay. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add the rectangle to the back of this. Just sitting in there. We're not going to glue it down or anything, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my foam tape here. And I cut it to a 3 3/8 wide by and then let's see, how long is it here, by 1 inch. I'm going to take the backing off. Make sure that's straight. And make sure it's in my little crease there. Okay. Then I'm going to make sure I do this right. So hold on. I'm going to fold this up like we totally would. Okay. Add that back in. Line it all up. And then I'm going to adhere my locking mechanism. Push down on that. We didn't need the oval for this one. The other one, I needed it because my image was a little too small. So you don't need to do an oval depending on which image you pick there, okay? And what it does is this will slide up and down. Come on. I want to make sure nothing's stuck here. There we go. And then you could put your candy or gift card there. And then to close it back up, so you're going to push it down. So you see you only have a little bit showing. And then you lock it back up. Just like that. So pretty clever little box. I think it's perfect for a guy's gift. It kind of, you know, does a wow feature. I kind of cut that one to 1 inch. I'd probably maybe do a little smaller on the dimensional tape. Maybe do a 1/2 inch so that you have, this slides a little bit more than mine does. But perfect little gift for that special someone in your life. So thank you guys for joining me today. Remember to stay tuned for my YouTube video tomorrow. We're making a simple card using this set. And again, we're going to be using some of these dies that come in the paper pack. So I'm loving those. So until next time, you guys, I will see you later. Bye-bye.